This is the story of a mysterious maritime incident involving a cargo vessel that was sailing along trade routes in the area of the Malacca Strait. In June 1947, Dutch and British radio stations intercepted a Morse code distress signal from the ship known as Ourang Medan. The message was fragmented. The radio operator transmitted, "All officers, including the captain, are dead. They are lying in the chart room and on the bridge. Possibly the entire crew is dead." After that, there was a pause. A few minutes later, the apparatus sent its final words, "I am dying." After that, the connection was lost. The American vessel Silver Star was the closest ship to the reported coordinates and immediately set course to assist. The ship was found in the fog a few hours later. Ourang Medan was drifting without movement. The engines were silent, and there were no signals or lights on board. The lifeboats remained in their places, secured on the deck. The rescue team boarded the ship and encountered a disturbing scene. The deck was covered with cargo hatches, chains, and winches, and among them lay the bodies of the crew. Everyone had perished. There were no visible wounds, no signs of struggle, and no blood. They were frozen in identical positions, arms stretched forward, fingers bent, eyes wide open, mouths agape. The bodies appeared to have stiffened in moments of convulsion, expressing pure terror. Even the ship's dog was found frozen mid-deck with bared teeth. In the radio room, they found the dead operator, whose hand was still resting on the telegraph key. The captain and officers were also found dead on the bridge. While inspecting the ship, the rescuers noticed an anomaly. Despite the summer heat outside, a strong cold was present inside the vessel's compartments. Several members of the rescue team descended into the ship's cargo hold. There, they discovered broken wooden containers from which an unknown colorless mist was escaping. A suffocating chemical smell filled the air, and the walls of the hold were covered with a strange oily residue. Soon after, a loud and ominous hissing sound was heard from deep within the ship, and the air temperature began to rise rapidly. The captain of Silver Star ordered the immediate evacuation of the team and attempted to tow Ourang Medan. The ships were connected with steel cables, but thick black smoke began pouring from the cargo holds. The rescuers managed to cut the cables and retreat to a safe distance. Within minutes, a massive explosion occurred on board Ourang Medan. The ship broke apart and sank instantly, taking all evidence to the ocean floor. CIA investigation and government secrets. For a long time, the story was considered a maritime myth due to the complete absence of official references to Ourang Medan in Lloyd's shipping registers. However, everything changed when declassified documents from the United States Central Intelligence Agency were released. Among them, an official letter from 1959 was discovered, addressed to CIA Deputy Director Allen Dulles. Its author was C.S. Navza, a senior official directly involved in investigating the case. In the letter, Navza directly asked intelligence leadership whether they had a definitive answer to what had destroyed the ship. He emphasized that the Ourang Medan incident was not a media fabrication, but a real tragedy that raised serious governmental concern. The document suggested that the nature of the crew's deaths indicated an unknown factor never before recorded in maritime history. Furthermore, records from the U.S. Coast Guard and minutes from the Maritime Shipping Committee allegedly contain references to communications with the crew of the Silver Star. Military authorities reportedly confiscated the ship's logbooks immediately after its return to port. Witnesses were ordered to sign non-disclosure agreements. The fact that U.S. intelligence agencies and the CIA were actively collecting information about the Dutch vessel suggests that the government was aware of an anomalous cargo or event, but chose to erase the ship's name from public records.
Theory of chemical weapons and poisoning. Based on the declassified CIA correspondence, supporters of this theory gained new arguments. They claimed that Ourang Medan was illegally transporting a deadly cargo originating from the former secret stockpiles of Imperial Japan's Unit 731, which conducted biological and chemical weapons research. The ship may have been carrying nerve agent taboon, or a mixture of potassium cyanide and nitroglycerin intended for American military laboratories. When seawater entered the cargo hold, it may have reacted with the chemicals. The released toxic fumes quickly spread through the ventilation system. The gas caused instant respiratory paralysis, severe convulsions, and hallucinations, which could explain the rigid, fear-stricken posture of the bodies. Later, the ongoing chemical reaction may have triggered a detonation of nitroglycerin, destroying the ship.
Theory of natural oceanic phenomena. Another explanation involves a sudden release of methane hydrates from the ocean floor. A massive bubble of toxic methane may have risen through a fissure in the seabed directly beneath the ship. The gas would have enveloped the vessel within seconds, displacing oxygen. The crew would have suffocated simultaneously, possibly experiencing severe convulsions. Since methane is highly flammable, any spark in the engine room could have triggered a chain reaction leading to explosions. Another hypothesis involves infrasound phenomena known as the voice of the sea. Low-frequency waves generated by storms can cause hallucinations, panic, and even sudden cardiac arrest. Mystical theories and paranormal explanations. The most unsettling aspect of the case is the condition of the bodies. They appeared frozen in moments of extreme fear, as if reacting to something perceived in the air itself. Researchers of anomalous phenomena point to a sudden temperature drop inside the vessel, which in paranormal interpretations is sometimes associated with non-human or unexplained presence. There are also theories suggesting possible contact with unidentified aerial phenomena or unknown energy entities in the Malacca Strait. According to these interpretations, an anomalous force could have acted instantaneously, leaving the ship as a frozen, silent vessel in the middle of the warm ocean. Ourang Medan remains one of the greatest maritime mysteries in history. The ocean and classified archives continue to conceal answers about what the ship encountered and what caused its crew to experience their final moments in terror.